Good late afternoon. Hi, this is Kristen with Intentional Now podcast. I am fired up today. Yes, fired up today. I am so excited. It's extra warm outside, but I am fired up. So hold on, keep your seatbelts fastened. We are going to talk about motivation. Okay? Motivation. I have some questions for you. I always just love asking you questions. I love chewing on the answers. Okay? All right. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Hold your hands tight on your steering wheel if you are traveling in your car. We are going to get motivated. Okay? Here we go. So I got a question for you. What dream are you sailing towards? Let me hit the little drum roll button, okay? What dream are you sailing towards? Okay. So I'm sailing towards my listener hearing. I'm sailing towards what comes out of my mouth, what I share is a result from the actions that my family, my neighbor, my friends, my church can see and bear witness to. That's what I'm sailing towards. I'm sailing towards the fruition of what God has placed in my heart. And I'll get to this finish line and there'll be another finish line, right? Okay, so I want to ask you some questions today because these things just kind of crawled up and I go, there they are, but I got some testimonies too, okay? So my question is in the area of social media, okay? People are posting and posting and posting. I post and post too. So I post because if I don't market myself, then my message, which is a result of me cleaning up my message, my messes, it doesn't get to you. And that is my responsibility to market my voice, my relationship, who I am, my brand, which is who I am, to you, to find you, so that we can help and encourage each other, right? So I do the dance. I do the Facebook, I do the Instagram, and I do the dance to actually get that voice out there. But my question is, because we consume information at such a rapid pace, right? Correct? That's not new. We have been doing that for a while. Yes. We just consume information. So my question, I wrote a few of them down. How many of those posts you read in Facebook, you read in Instagram, how many of those posts that you pressed the liked button, how many of them caused a transformation for you today? Now, we like them because for me, it's kind of like sometimes I like things just because they're pretty, right? We like things because we're responding to a friend. Because that's the right thing to do, right? To encourage a friend, just like their page or like their post. We like them because we are part of an Instagram group that messes with the algorithms, right? Guilty. That is so me, but it works. So I'm asking you about your likes. I'm asking you about how we're responding in social media, how we are responding to the world that is around us. Okay? So did any of those likes, did they penetrate your heart? Did they get you farther down the road with an extra step in your get along? Did they put fuel in your gas tank? So today, well, let me back up here a little bit. So let me see. Last week I did a post, and whenever I do a post, it is always because I've encountered Jesus in something that is so similar to my post. And then I kind of minimize the spiritual part of it, but I express the post. I have lots of people say, Kristen, you have really good graphics and really good ideas. Well, that's because they're alive. And I witness my relationship with Jesus talking to me about such things. So again, I'm going to come back. What dream are you sailing towards? Okay, and I'm going to stick the music on here from the post that I posted in Instagram last week. Because it's awesome. Can you hear it? Here we go. We are on a sailboat. We are catching the wind and we are moving across the water. Moving across the water. Wasn't that awesome music? I just love it. I love that music. And I had so many people that jumped in and they liked the post. They did. But my question is that I want to bring to the focus of today. Did they look at the post? Did they feel what the wind was driving at or the music was driving at the post? So in that music, I took the background and I took a sailboat that was crossing the ocean. And this is exactly what Jesus said to me about the things that I'm currently creating. He says, you are crossing the ocean. And on this sailboat, in catching and making the bow of the wave, was the word success. That word success was sewn right into the sail, into that mainsail. So what made it really interesting and what caught my attention is that the winds of change, that's the name of an angelic order. The winds of change were blowing in that sail and filling it. And also the winds or the gale winds of the elements of the earth were partnering with the winds of change, and they were blowing and filling that sail of success. Hoo-hoo, that is a word, isn't it? And so I look at that and it was getting me to the right place, to the right time, and I was moving. And the winds of heaven and the winds of earth were catching in my sail of success, and I was going forward. Did you catch that? Forward motion. So I have another question for you. Is that a word from the Lord? I mean, a word from the Lord, a word? Well, what do we do with that? And what would you do with a word given you from the Lord? That's a really great question, huh? So I'm going to put that one out there again because I'm just on my soapbox, okay? A word from the Lord. What is our response to a word from the Lord? Whether we heard it from ourselves or whether it was voiced through the mouth of another person. What do you do with a word from the Lord? How does it motivate you? How does it change you? Or is it just like oh, I like that. And so we just ding and we like it. And it was part of the information of the post from social media that we saw for the day. This is a word from the Lord. Boom, like. We liked it. But what did we do with it? What did we do with a word from the Lord? What did I do with the word? So I knew that God was coming in a spirit of agreement with what I am doing and where I'm going and those things that I accomplish. And I accomplish rest. Yeah, I accomplish rest by sitting and spending time with Him. I accomplish rest because the things that He has a discussion with me about, I accomplish them and I make the change, whether it's relational, whether it's personal, whether it's physical, whether it's my business and entrepreneurial goals, I attend to them. So I just don't like a word from the Lord. I don't put a heart on a word from the Lord. I move into it. I move into it and I let it blow me and fill the sails of who I am, and where I'm going to go, and what He's told me about my destiny. And so I want to share that today because today, well, I'm excited. And so I completed my course on building a website. And of course, I'm very excited about that. So you need to go to my website, KristenWalbeck.com. If you have been putting off building a website, and go to my courses and it's going to be there and it's wonderful. But it was almost, let me see, not quite as much work as writing and publishing a book, but about a third of the amount of work, which is writing a book and publishing it is about a year and a half, right? Okay. So it was a work to make all the graphics, make the templates, designs, make the PowerPoint, and do all the over audio to teach and show and put it online and put it in a course so it's pretty and communicates well. Plus, make a workbook and have all those things communicate in harmony together. See? It's a amount of work. Okay. So, infomercial here. If you have been putting off building a website, you know where to find me. KristenWalbeck.com. I'm moving forward. So, a word from the Lord. What are you doing with that? And get after it. So today I got 2 phone calls from 2 friends. One was a newer relationship. I've known her couple months. And the other one was from a dear friend. And I have known him for at least 7 years. And both of them called me. And she said, I just finished my manuscript for my book. And I need to publish it. That's why she called me. Okay. And then my other friend, he called me because a couple months ago when we were hanging out, we were ascending. Let me frame that up. So when we ascend, meaning it's ascension prayer. So we go through the veil, open the door of Jesus Christ, step into heaven, and encounter Jesus seated at the right hand of the Father, right? So it's ascension. And he said that I reminded him of his song. And I asked him, I said, so I reminded him to go like, yeah, I see you married. And I reminded him, yeah, I want to go to your wedding and I want to stand and I want to eat a good meal in your kitchen. And when I shared those things with him a couple months ago, I tell you, there was a fire lit under his butt, and he thanks me for reminding him of his song. And today he called me, And he has I think there were 3 different inventions that he has almost to the point of bringing him to fruition. He says he's going to come down on Sunday. He's going to ask my husband to help him with, I don't know, some different kind of tooling. But twice today. And so I just thought, I go, God, I think I'm supposed to talk about this. I want to express that desire about what God is doing and that he's filling our sails of creativity. Sails, you can take that word for literal, but filling our sails, and he's moving our vehicle forward. And that is a word. I sat on a sailboat with Jesus Christ, and he showed me this. What better word from the Lord can you have? Move into it. And then, okay, I got another post. I have another post because I'm on the social media thing right now about what we're liking, because I want what you like. I want what you take the time to put your finger on your phone and respond. I want it to make a difference. I want you to remember that it made a difference and let that difference blow you and inflate your dreams and your desires. That's a good thing. I told you I was on my soapbox, right? So I did a post just a couple days ago because my posts, I've encountered them. Again, encountered them. What do you mean, Kristen? Meaning that in my spirit is ascended in heaven, and this is where Jesus takes me. And when Jesus takes me there, he creates a thought in my imagination that I can feel it, I can taste it, I can touch it, and there are emotions attached to it. So it's alive. It's alive and it's real, and it changes me that day. Every day I need to be changed and motivated forward. Why? Well, when I'm changed and motivated forward, I get up in the morning, I talk with the Lord. I work out for the day. Let me see. We get out of bed, work out. None of those things. We all need motivation to do that. Okay. And it causes me when I have that moments with the Lord every day, it causes me to put a governor on my tongue. How do I speak to my husband? How do I love my husband? How do I love people around me? How do I speak to them? How do I encourage them? So my post a couple days ago is I posted this wonderful picture of, I saw this little girl and she's got her arms spread out like she's going to fly, but she's sitting on her knees in a radio flyer wagon. Now, I know everybody in my generation has a easy word picture when I say radio flyer wagon, right? You can just hear the wheels going round and round, and you can feel the metal handle. It's cool in your hand as you pull it. And I have distinctive memories of pulling my firstborn in a radio flyer wagon. The one that has the little wood trim on the top? Yeah. And we went to go pick strawberries, although Joseph called them drawdries at the time. And that radio flyer wagon is parked in my yard, filled with dirt and weeds right now. Last year I planted flowers in it, but I wouldn't part with it. I wouldn't. It's special. And I know God has spoken to me, and there are things that are in my radio flyer wagon that I am moving. It's a vehicle. So this is what I said in my post. Keep imagining that little girl and she's just sitting there and she's stretched out. Or if you want a visual, go to my Instagram page, go to my Facebook page, and there they are. It's so easy. And I think I'm going to play the music for you. Okay? But it says, I'm a radio flyer kind of gal. There's my question. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a bridge builder. I'm obsessed with truth and finding answers or creating them. Entrepreneur, what unseen nothing are you making into seen something? Can I ask you that again? Entrepreneur, I'm speaking to you. What unseen nothing are you making into a seen something? I had 2 phone calls today from entrepreneurs that had taken something from the unseen and had said, Kristen, I've got it and it's here. Didn't Jesus tell us that we were supposed to, in the Lord's Prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven? Bring things from heaven to earth. Okay. So, entrepreneur, what unseen nothing are you making into something unseen something? I better say that again. Ding! Entrepreneur, what unseen nothing are you making into seen something? A bridge builder, what are you crossing? If you're a bridge builder, what are you crossing? What are you building the bridge for? From this side to that side, what are you crossing? And being truth obsessed. What are you obsessed about that truth? And what are the answers for? The answers of what? What are the answers for? What are you seeking and pressing and asking God? And your whole life is just pressing forward to know this answer, this truth, this change, this transformation. And I ask you, as a radio flyer kind of gal, what are you creating? And who does it serve? Quiet. Yeah. Who does it serve? My life is here to serve you. That's why I opened my mouth. That's why I created. God said, I want you to start your podcast up again. So here I am. I'm speaking. I'm talking. I'm a radio flyer kind of gal. And I ask, are you coming? There's more than enough room. Are you coming? Are you coming? So it's really great for you to press like. It's really great when you press the heart button, they fling up the page. It's awesome. But I want you to move forward. I want you to respond to your likes. I want you to respond to your hearts. I want you to remember through the entire day how you responded to a post on social media. And I want you to be able to carry it. I want you to be able to tell me how you carried it and communicate it. And that's why I'm talking to you today. I'm motivated. I'm motivated. And God gave me a word. I steward the word. That word is not just for me. That sailboat or that wagon, those are both vehicles that take us, they move us forward. I think I should play that little bit of music again, don't you? I'm going to play the one from my post from the radio flyer gal. It was awesome. Are you ready? Isn't that awesome? I love that driving beat. So I'm just going to ask you today, And I'm going to get in your face today because I'm on a soapbox mood. I'm in an overcoming place. I am super excited. And again, I'm going to say, if you are needing a website and you've been putting it off, I am looking for you at KristenWamback.com. It's ready to go. Let's get it done so your voice can communicate to the people that are waiting to hear it. And I want you to think about how you respond on social media. They do call it social media. So social means, how many of your Facebook friends could come and knock on your front door and you would recognize them? See, we got to think about those things. Social media is awesome. It allows us to communicate to the entire world. But govern your communication. Govern your like. Take those likes and make a change and make a difference. Let it transform you. I want to hear more of those phone calls. I do. Kristen, I did this, and Kristen, I did that. And God did this, and God did that. Yeah. So when you put your like on something, I want you just to follow through with it. Maybe you like somebody and they have a post, a mom and their child, and maybe they went camping together. And this was a dear friend of yours, and you put a like on the picture, right? Well, take that picture and share it. Share it in your day. Share it in your workplace. Share it with your own kids at home about what caught you, why you liked it. So that what you like actually speaks into your day and in the area of influence that you're moving in and around. Okay? So I really encourage you to follow the podcast, or even better, if you like the podcast, then respond. Respond. It is so important to respond. And go check out a couple of my posts, right? Respond. These are living things. 95% of the people that might look at my post have no idea that they're living, that they're a living transaction from heaven. But I'm telling you that they are. And if it's a living transaction from heaven, if it's a word that God has communicated to me in picture language, feeling, and emotion, and it's living, then it's got power to move and change the world around us. Right? Okay. Should I ask a question? All right. Give me a minute. I'll let you ask a question. Now, do you want me to stay on my soapbox or you want me to get off my soapbox? That's a really good idea. I'm going to put you on my soapbox. Ha! That's a really good idea. Just a minute. I'm thinking. I'm listening. I'm going to put you on my soapbox. Okay? What are you going to do with that? How are you going to respond in standing on my soapbox today? What would you say? Would your head and your chin be lifted? Ah, I heard you. Somebody'd say, Kristen, I would never in a million years get on your soapbox. Why not? Why? If I'm standing there right and I share it, if I'm standing right next to you and I share and I help you get on my soapbox, and now you've witnessed and heard what I've said, why? Nah, that's not true. You know what I heard? I heard, well, I don't have a voice. That to me is what I call a lie. God gave you a voice. He gave each one of us a voice. Didn't he? Yeah. Maybe you just haven't used it. Not everybody voice is the same thing. Maybe you won't go start a podcast, but then maybe you are supposed to. So what are you going to say standing on my soapbox? Gosh, I love those thinking questions. Now, can you imagine it and visualize it for a minute? Standing on my soapbox, and what's going on? Who's there to listen? And what are you going to say? And what do you feel like? And isn't it kind of fun? Yeah, it is. And I'm listening because you do have something to say. And it feels pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. It feels pretty good when somebody says, yep, I believe in you, that you have a voice and you have something to say. You have something to create. You have something that you bring to the world, and I'm listening. And I want to see it. I think that's a really good place to kind of wrap it up today. You're standing on my soapbox. You know, you can bring your own soapbox, but it's all right. You can stand on my soapbox. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. You're standing on my soapbox. And you know, since I'm all into the likes and the hearts and the responding today, why don't you just write in the comments on this podcast, how did God make you feel when you stood on my soapbox? And what's the difference between the person who was standing on the ground before the person who got up and stood on my soapbox? What was the difference? Okay. So there's your response for the day. Write me in the comments. What did it feel like? What did the Lord say to you? And you know what? That's something you're going to remember. Yep. It's something you're going to remember. And that it's just like that wind in the sail of success. The winds of change are blowing. You have stood somewhere today. You've stood on my soapbox. Allow the winds of change to blow across your face. Mess up your hair and make a change and make a difference. Go invent something. Go create something. Go finish your book. Yep. It's good. It's really good, isn't it? I enjoyed this today. Thank you so much. Thank you. I invited you. Thank you. Okay. Go respond to your family. Respond to life. Respond to your day. Give your day a heart and a like that you'll remember. Yay. Okay? There we go. There's the little applause button. I love it. It's good. Thank you for listening. Go check out my post so you can get the visual. I'm a picture person too. Okay? I love you. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.